Hey everyone. Ancient Greeks knew that death was the final door they had to cross. After a burial in the earth, water carried deceased mortals into Hades, the realm of the underworld. They spent the rest of their existence there until they were ultimately forgotten. The Greeks' idea of Hades and what it looked like constantly evolved over time. But one thing was certain: once you were dead, you could not cross back into the living. The guardian of these barriers between life and the afterlife was none other than the fearsome, three-headed dog creature we know as Cerberus, Hades' hellhound. Today, let's know about the three-headed hellhound, Cerberus. Let's start the video, but before that, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video. A hellhound is a mythical dog depicted in ancient Greek and Scandinavian mythologies. Born from the monstrous multi-headed Typhon and the serpent woman Echidna, Cerberus was among the primordial monsters predating humanity. Poets and artists depict it as a large canine beast with 3, sometimes 50, even 100 dog heads. Snakes writhed along its body, sometimes in manes around its heads. Some authors even described it with a dragon tail. Cerberus was a functional dog fulfilling its purpose as a gatekeeper of Hades. Though it elicited horror in people, it was not necessarily a purely evil creature. The story of Cerberus dates back many millennia to the ages of poets like Homer and Hesiod in the 8th and 7th centuries BC. Hesiod coined the first overt named reference to Cerberus in his poem Theogony, which chronicled the origins of the cosmos and the Greek pantheon. Hesiod's poem wasn't put into written form until much later, since Greek culture was a heavily visual and oral tradition. One reason why descriptions of Cerberus flicker over time can be attributed to the human imprint left by the storytellers who spent generations passing down myths. Hesiod's Theogony has nearly exact parallels with Sumerian and Babylonian creation stories. Vedic Indian stories similarly tell of dogs of death. Greek religious cults like the Eleusinian mysteries, which focused on gaining a better afterlife, drew their influences from regions in ancient Africa like Nubia and Egypt. As stories passed between cultures through trade, Greece's location in the Mediterranean also made it a central hub for these cultural exchanges. Dogs hold an ambiguous position in mythology. Canines are associated with underworld divinities and therefore the afterlife, but plenty of ancient humans own dogs as shepherds, guardians, or just loving companions, just like us. But one of the most crucial things to understand about Cerberus is that it's not just a hound. There were also hissing snakes on its body, and it had a serpentine nature. In fact, there are multiple snake species named after Cerberus. To Greeks, snakes navigated tricky in-betweens for their ability to slither under and above the ground. On top of their associations with the underworld, snakes were further linked with female power. Earth was a goddess named Gaia, who therefore oversaw the realm beneath ground as well. In a way, Cerberus was not just the guard dog of Hades, but of Earth itself. Even its name, which some scholars derive from the Greek word Cerberus, meaning flesh-eating, roots him to the earth. Hellhounds aren't the only consumers of flesh to exist when we consider the natural cycle of decomposition. The notion is that the bodies of the dead sink into the earth, and only the bones are left. So Cerberus, for these medieval commentators, becomes the eater of flesh, which is none other than the earth. That's why the legend of Heracles, who tramples these natural orders of earth, is so mystifying and disturbing. Ancient Greece is long gone now, but Cerberus still has a story to tell us now as our current world continues to face environmental changes and threats. If you actually do capture the guard dog of the underworld, what do you unleash when you do that? Does the human go too far sometimes in thinking that they can actually upset the realm of the Earth Mother? There's a sort of cautionary tale in lots of these myths. In Greek mythology particularly, death is a hound which haunts both its characters and storytellers. Cerberus' story was one way to make sense of death's inevitability. Even the ancient Greeks were probably aware that their mythology was, on some level, fictitious. Well, that's it for today. I hope you're liking Nerdies discoveries. Can't wait for the next video to learn more and be fascinated about. See you on the next. Bye.